Guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Linda and this is Linda's Treasures. If this is your first time watching, I do thrifting videos, a little bit of DIY, and some home decor and beauty on a budget. If that's everything that you like and enjoy in your particular lifestyle, then I would hope that you would stick around and subscribe. Today, I am bringing you a Pennywise Thrifting Thursday, and I'm going to show you what I got inside. But not only that, we're going to do a little bit of upcycle, so I hope you stay tuned and watch. How this works, but it is hella hot out here. How does this turn on? Over here? Nope. Oh yes! Oh my god, that blinded me. Woo! I'm blind. I'm going a little old school because my tripod is gone, and so I am propping the camera slash phone, what I use to record my videos, to record this haul slash DIY. When I went to Pennywise today, and I've been looking for a plant stand, something, a little table or ottoman style for my plants. And so since it's Thrifting Thursday, and if you're not familiar, Thrifting Thursday at Pennywise, it's when you purchase this purple bag. I keep forgetting, it's anywhere from either $5 to $7 at the most, and everything you put in there is 50% off. So I was looking through their furniture items, because Pennywise has the best furniture items that you can look for. That have honestly one of the nicest places that they have nice pieces. And so I found this solid wood piece here. It was listed for $5, so I only got it for $2.50. Solid wood. I'm not too keen on the color. I'm going to see what we can do to go ahead and upcycle it. Looks like it was originally made in Taiwan, and it has the original tag from TJ Maxx right there at the bottom. But I'm gonna go ahead and sand this baby and see what we could do. Maybe we could do something with it. So we'll see how this turns out. So let's go for it. Honestly, I had no idea what I was really going to be doing with this plant stand. I did know, however, that I wanted to expose the wood from the top portion of it, and I started stripping that area and just putting some metal to the pedal and taking that black stain off of the top portion of the stand. Please don't mind the many funny faces that I'm going to be possibly making throughout this video. Finish with the top part, but honestly, why would anybody want to cover up that beautiful piece of wood right there with that black stain? Look at that beauty right there. OMG, I am so annoyed. Do you hear that? Can somebody control the damn beeping? Anyway, so I really didn't know what to do with this here. I sanded the top part. I love that top part there, and I sanded off the edges. What I think I'm going to do is I might just clean this off here and then chalk paint white the bottom, so then I can distress it, because I think it'll look nice distressed. And restain this part here with a lighter color so we can enjoy that beauty there. Because in some areas it's already starting to get distressed. So I pictured this white and then having those dark tones once we distress it. I think that might just work. We shall see. I just ended up using whatever I had on hand, which was the Waverly chalk paint in Plaster. So we're going to go ahead and color. We're going to go ahead and paint the bottom portion of the plant stand with that. As you see, I am using a sponge brush to coat the bottom portion of the plant stand. Mind you, I did have to give it several coats. I believe, honestly, 3 to 4 coats of it, more than what I would have wanted to, but honestly, I was working with what I got, so I didn't really mind. This time around, I decided to work in the garage where my husband has several workstations that he had created to see if they would work well for me. So you're going to be seeing several different angles. So I do apologize ahead of time if you see a little bit of the glare or if the camera changes from one angle to the other. I just hope that I'm explaining everything the best that I can and that you get the gist of what I'm hopefully trying to do a good job in teaching and giving you some type of inspiration, if you get what I mean. Just been having a couple issues, but okay, so finally the piece, I gave it a couple coats. I did not paint the inside, but that's because I'm fine with that. So I did give it a couple coats. We did sand this top part right here and the edges. Mind you, everybody does their thing differently. I just do things my way, and I have fun doing my projects my way. It's just to give you guys inspiration as to how you guys can also upcycle things on a budget, make it still look pretty and practical without, you know, going all touchy about how you're supposed to do this or how you're supposed to do that. I just do what's best for me. So we've already given it a couple coats here. I am going to stain the top part. Now, my favorite mixture to stain is using Jacobean Minwax and mixing that with a little bit of classic gray. That's just my favorite mix. I don't measure, I just eyeball it, and every time I eyeball it, the stain color looks absolutely gorgeous and I fall in love with it. But just like I was saying to you guys before, I am surprised how, you know, they covered all this beauty of these grains and the textures on it with that black color. So we're gonna go ahead and add my mixture, and my husband used an empty can that we had from Jacobean, and he just stored the pre-mixed one that we have already in here. Hopefully this is it. Doesn't look like it. I'm sure you're noticing the puzzled look in my face, and the reason is because in a prior project that we had before, we use a mixture of Minwax Classic Gray and Jacobean together, and my husband had placed that mixture into one of the empty cans that we had. So I'm not sure if either I misunderstood or I grabbed the wrong can, but when I started staining the top portion of the plant stand, I noticed that it was simply Jacobean stain. And I'm fine with that. I went with it. Jacobean is one of my favorite colors to stain with, so I just went with the flow. To stain the top portion of the plant stand, I just used a regular white plain t-shirt that I used to dip in a little bit here and there into the stain so that I can get the coverage and the color that I wanted, being careful with the edges so that it would not bleed into the parts that I had already painted with the white chalk paint. Once I was ready to begin distressing my piece, I went in with a fine grit sandpaper in 320. I'm just going along the edges, along the little crevices, anywhere where aging normally would take place. I was finding myself that I was having a hard time, and I know it was because it is an extra fine sandpaper that I was using. So from there, I went ahead and shortly you're gonna see that I switch off to a sand block. This particular sand block, you are gonna be able to find it easily at the Dollar Tree, and I can tell that this definitely helped a lot easier and a lot quicker to distress the areas that I wanted to give it the look that I was looking for. And if I needed something to go back to, then I went back and forth between the sand block and the regular sandpaper. I think this is the funnest part, where you can more or less be creative and distress the area of the furniture or the piece that you're working with to your liking. Once I was done distressing and happy with the piece, I just set it off to the side and let it dry. Now that the piece is completely dry, I'm going to be going in with some polycrylic to seal the piece. Before I went in with a polycrylic, I went in with a dry rag just to remove any little debris or little particles that was left by sanding. One of the tips that I'm sharing with you here is that you do not see that I am shaking the can of polycrylic. Just grab a tool, a flathead screwdriver, and just simply stir in the polycrylic. You do not want any air bubbles in that, because it's going to definitely affect how it's going to go ahead and lay on your furniture piece. I grabbed a regular brush that I have left over around. It didn't matter for me, and I'm just giving it a good coating of polycrylic all over the furniture piece, just to give it longevity and good life. As soon as you're done coating all of the areas that you want coated with the polycrylic, you want to make sure that you leave it a good amount of time to dry completely. So my piece is completely done and dry, and all I did was add these felt tabs to the bottom of my piece, as you see there. And the most affordable place where I have seen these felt pads is either the Dollar Tree or the 99-cent stores. You can find the adhesive form, or in this situation, they come in a nail type of form. All you need is a hammer and hammer it in place, and it will keep it secure. That since this is a solid wood piece, I could tell that the wood had warped, so it was a little bit unstable. So by me adding these felt pads, helped to protect my floor. I adjusted it accordingly, so now it's not wobbly but more stable to hold my plants. So if this is a video that you enjoyed, I encourage you to hit that thumbs up so that I can continue to bring you more content like this. If there's anything that you have any questions, feel free to leave me in the comment section below. I will try to be as detailed as possible in the description box below as well, and I would hope that you would consider to subscribe, share the video, and leave a comment, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks. God bless.